should be getting a little, there's our little signal. Now we're going to set up the Facebook, and it's a similar setup of putting up a billboard. Wait a minute. Ah! Oh, okay. Different billboard. Okay. Delete. And again, it's the same thing. The Sunday night Islam show. That noise in the background is brought to you by Edward. I have the door open so we have good air circulation within the John Moriarty studio at 231 West Bedford Avenue. Our wingding last night, that is the second annual Summer Wonderland Christmas in July fundraiser, went wonderfully. Those of you who came enjoyed good food and company, live bands playing in the art lab. There was chalk drawing available, and had one lady doing some of that. And we had an artist right there on the curb just making beautiful, like, scenes interplanetary and from other planets that he knocked them out like in 5 minutes. This guy was good. And people were buying them, and good art, made right on the street. And so we had some DJs earlier, and DJ Lion. And so thanks for coming out, and thanks for the support, those of you here in Stockton. And let us continue with the setup. And bing, as I'm chit-chatting here. And let's get the host with the most up. Host, RICHARD. We're not playing multi-level chess here. We have 3 keyboards stacked up with 3 mouse. Start broadcast. Bam. All right. We're here at the John Moriarty studio. I'm going to turn a camera this way, and hopefully we're going to be kind of seeing that Richard is actually here. And I'm going to get up a weather report going for you here. And oh my, I don't need that up there. That's the block that I need. And there's other personnel here in the studio. And W.E. Oh, okay, there we go. Weather.gov for our update. Ooh, oh my golly. Ooh, California's very colorful. So what do we have going on in the Golden State? Well, fires for one. And so going up from us, going up the valley, it gets kind of the east foothills, and then it's the upper Sacramento Valley all the way up to Siskiyou County, and that's kind of an orange color, and that looks to be a heat advisory. Now, south of us in the San Joaquin Valley and most of Kern County, that's a dark purple. It looks to be flash flood warning. Out on the Monterey and San Luis Obispo counties, there's more heat advisory. In the far north of the state and in southwest Oregon is a lovely pink, and that's a red flag warning. Along the East Sierras, Alpine, Inyo, East Sierra, East Placer, and East Nevada counties is a lovely green, looks like flash flood watch. Now down in Mono County and throughout southern Mono County is a flood advisory or a flood warning zone. Now throughout Southern California we have a lovely purple excessive heat warning for throughout Southern California and Southern Arizona and Central Texas as well. And Central Texas is also seeing a heat advisory from, Midland all the way across to Orange. So Texas is feeling the heat as well. Continuing, we have 6:33 p.m. here at the Voice of Stockton. It's the Sunday Night Islam show. We're doing the weather, and I am your host, Richard Slezak, for this evening. And let's get the name of our fine community. Yeah, there we go. Tell us where we want to go, and we're going to go, bam, hazardous weather conditions across the page here at weather.gov. And it's heat advisory is in effect from July 24th, 12 noon, until July 26th, 11 p.m. So at Stockton Airport as of a half hour ago, 5:55 p.m. It was 93 degrees, fair weather humidity at 29%, wind at 16 miles per hour out of the northwest, barometer at 29.96 inches of mercury, dew point at 58 degrees, visibility 10 miles, heat index 91 degrees Fahrenheit. This evening's forecast is clear with a low of 67. Tomorrow looks to be hot with a high of 96. Tomorrow night mostly clear with a low of 67. Tuesday hot with a high of 98. Tuesday night mostly clear with a low of 66. Wednesday hot with a high of 98. Wednesday night mostly clear with a low of 66. And let me scroll over as they allow this to be done. And Wednesday night, low of 66, mostly clear. Thursday, high of 98. And Thursday night, mostly clear with a low of 64 degrees. Oh, my. And we're going to... Okay, let me grab a newspaper and share a bit more with you. Shucks. Got a copy of today's record, and we're just going to spend a few minutes on it for my information and yours. All righty. Looks like we had there's a blaze going near the Yosemite. It's the Ferguson fire. It's on the north side of Highway 140 and the Merced River in Mariposa County on Saturday. A suspect in 3 bank robberies killed himself after one last holdup, and that was down in Goleta. Oh, my daughter's moving to Santa Barbara County. A canine was used to detain a man with a machete. This was in the 3500 block of South El Dorado Street, and that was at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday. An ice cream vendor was one of two people shot overnight in the area of East Lindsay and North Union Streets at 7:30 p.m. Two armed teenagers tried to take his money. Victim armed himself with a knife in self-defense. Robbers fired multiple rounds. Victim suffered non-life-threatening wounds. Then at 10 after 2 on Saturday morning, someone had been shot. Victim flagged him down near Mount Diablo and Ride Avenues. That's where I-5 comes across. Arriving officers discovered the victim had been shot in the chest and leg. He refused to cooperate with officers. He was taken to an area hospital and listed in stable condition. The feds are interested in valley water allocations. Don't like your kid's school district? Bill could ease transfers for some. I don't like that. Got plenty of good things going on here in Stockton. There's a tragic boat accident along the Mississippi. They shouldn't have been out there in a duck boat. There was gale force winds. You don't go out in a duck boat when the wind is over 20 miles per hour. Great progress reuniting separated families, according to a judge. And let us see if we have any further understanding about the weather. Mostly the same. And it's hot across the country with a low pressure zone stringing through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, at the top of Texas, but dipping down into Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, and curling up along the Appalachians. Another low pressure front coming through us. It's to the north of us, up around Sutter County, going up into Idaho, across Wyoming, and then up through the Dakotas. That's it for weather. All righty-us. On to our mighty big show. And let's get things set up here. And we have 6:40 p.m. And we got to 2018-07- double check. Yes, it is the 22nd. And we have Sunday Islam show. Good enough. All right, that's the title block for the memory collection. Alrighty, starting the show. We have there's one more clock I'd like to check. Come on, show me. Oh, we got 6:41 p.m. Alrighty, getting started in 3, 2, 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Slezak here. It's time for the Sunday Night Islam Show, coming to you from the John Moriarty Studio, 231 West Bedford Avenue, Bedford Road, here in Stockton, California. This is the KXVS.org and the Voice of Stockton.org. And let's get head on over to the big computer. Well, it's an HP 15. And contract my loopies and don't get droopy. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And my computer was going earlier. Uh-oh. That's all right. And let me get things going. In the meantime, let us turn the cameras and over to here. All right, all right, all right. And bringing it up, bringing it up, and bringing it up. See, we got on file on a PDF from thehouseofislam.org, the Al-Sahih Bukhari Hadith Sunnah collection, and we're in the process of opening that up here at the Voice of Stockton to bring you University of the Air style radio, where we share the knowledge of the world in order to build bridges. All right, got that up. And, let me get out some paper upon which I can scratch. I know. Should have had this already up and going, Lurch. You messing up, boy. Oh, yeah, I know. It'll be. There, we got it. We be free. Oh, my. Always good to grab a couple of pens. You don't want to be caught with one not working. Yodi, yodi. One's enough. There we go. Alrighty, it's coming. All right. Last week we got to number 92 of Book 3 on Knowledge in the Bukhari Hadith Sunnah collection. Okay, we got a 6:41 start time. And I always like to share with you that you can be a sponsor of this fine, up-and-coming radio station. We got 7 of them. Come and join them. I'll cover you. If it takes the first 15 minutes of the show, because we have hundreds of sponsors, good. Well, here they are. Hotel Furniture Liquidators, Nick Illich, sales manager. They're over at 1648 North Shaw Road here in Stockton. That's east of 99 off of East Fremont. Get furniture for your house. Books for your home, books for kids, books for schools, books for libraries. Can get them at the Miracle Mile Bookstore, 2210 Pacific Avenue, and Doors Book Recyclery, 2310 Pacific Avenue. Plastics in your life. Oh yeah, you want them. Plastic sheets, rods, and tubes. You can get it. Lots of it. You can have signage to order, stencils, vehicle and boat graphics. You can have that display made for you, made to order, specifically designed. T-shirts and business cards printed at Custom Plastics and Signs, 326 East Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard here in Stockton. Computer on the fritz, Call Sarfraz Khan in the 209-922-1879. He'll solve your problems. Virus and spyware removal. He'll fix parts. He can get them. Lowest prices in town. Performance improvement. Give him a call. 922-1879. That's Sarfraz Khan of Millennium Computer Repair. You need building materials, tools, doors, windows, furniture. Hey, head on over to Habitat for Humanity Restore. Oh, yeah, new stuff coming in daily. 4933 West Lane. That's 100 yards south of March Lane. On West Lane, here in Stockton. Tender Donuts, we bake fresh daily. Okay, fulfill that Donut Jones. By all means, they open at 4:30 Mondays through Saturdays, open till 6. And they open at 5:30 on Sundays. Get that Donut Jones fulfilled. They bake them fresh daily at Tender Donuts. Need something printed and you're up in Lodi? A T-shirt, business cards? Hey, Leaders, T-shirt printing, 500 East Lodi Avenue at Garfield in Lodi. All right, all right. We rolling, cooking with gas, and looks like we got 6:48. Sponsors done by. And we're going to go to Book 3, Hadith Sunnah 93. And today is the 22nd. And let me get a clear view on things. And, well, and now we can take this and we don't have to scroll very far. That's, oh no. Looks like, okay, we can just bring it right back up. Went right into the hundreds. Not bad. Sometimes I'll scroll down, swang! Oh, Book 3, where we meant to stay in Book 1. Alrighty, we're cruising. We're getting there. We're getting there in that 97, 96, 93, and let's head to 90. Oh, there's 92. Alrighty. We'll be starting on a new page. Yeah, this is page 36. 36 of PDF. 1760-some pages. Alrighty. Narrated Anas bin Malik. One day Allah's apostle came out before the people, and Abdullah bin Hadhafa stood up and asked him, "Who is my father?" The prophet replied, "Your father is Hudhafa." The prophet told them repeatedly, in anger, to ask him anything they liked. Umar knelt down before the prophet and said thrice, "We accept Allah as our Lord and Islam as our religion and Muhammad as our prophet." After that, the prophet became silent. Oh, those hours were added. It was just, "We accept Allah as Lord, Islam as religion, Muhammad as prophet." 94, narrated Anas, whenever the prophet asked permission to enter, he knocked the door thrice with greeting, and whenever he spoke a sentence, said a thing, he used to repeat it 3 times. And that's in volume 8, hadith number 261. And so volume 8, number 261, referred in 94. Alrighty, continuing in 95. Let me get a little thing off the page here, off the screen. Bink. And well, let's see if it works over here. My up and down isn't working. Oh, maybe it'll work now. Okay. 95, narrated Anas. Whenever the prophet spoke a sentence, he used to repeat it thrice so that people could understand it properly from him, and whenever he asked permission to enter, he knocked the door thrice with greeting. That's pretty cool. When I was walking precinct registering people to vote, I spoke at the door. And so Mo knocked 3 times and spoke greeting. All right, that's hospitality. Okay, continuing. Narrated Abdullah bin Amr. Once Allah's apostle remained behind us in a journey. He joined us while we were performing ablution for the Asr prayer, which was overdue. We were just putting wet hands over our feet, not washing them properly. So the Prophet addressed us in a loud voice and said twice or thrice, "Save your heels from the fire." Number 97, narrated Abu Burda's father. Allah's apostle said 3 persons will have a double reward. 1, a person from the people of the scripture who believed in his prophet, Jesus or Moses, and then believed in the prophet Mohammed, in other words, has embraced Islam. 2, a slave who discharges his duties to Allah and his master. And 3, a master of a woman slave who teaches her good manners and educates her in the best possible way, that is, the religion, and manumits her and then marries her. All righty. 97G, narrated Ibn Abbas. Once Allah's apostle came out while Bilal was accompanying him. He went towards the women, thinking that they had not heard him, in other words, his sermon, in parentheses. So he preached them and ordered them to pay alms, in parentheses. Hearing that, continuing, the women started giving away almost alms. Some donated their earrings, some gave their rings, and Bilal was collecting them in the corner of his garment. Number 98, narrated Abu Hurairah. I said, O Allah's apostle, who will be the luckiest person who will gain your intercession on the day of resurrection? Allah's apostle said, O Abu Hurairah, I have thought that none will ask me about it before you, as I know your longing for the learning of hadiths. The luckiest person who will have my intercession on the day of resurrection will be the one who said sincerely from the bottom of his heart, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah. And Umar bin Abdul Aziz wrote to Abu Bakr bin Hazm, look for the knowledge of hadith and get it written, as I am afraid that religious knowledge will vanish and the religious learned men will pass away, that is, die. Do not accept anything save the hadiths of the Prophet, circulate knowledge, and teach the ignorant, for knowledge does not vanish except when it is kept secretly to oneself. Number 99, narrated Abdullah ibn Dinar, also narrates the same above-mentioned statement as it has been narrated by Umar bin Abdul Aziz up to the religious scholar learned men will pass away, that is, die. And I had just had an interesting thought. Mohammed spoke all Muslim names, and if that took 20 seconds each, and ultimately there's 2 billion Muslims, that'll take a while. Okay, 99. Repeat 99 and 98 the same. 100. Narrated Abdullah bin Amr bin al-Az. I heard Allah's apostle saying, Allah does not take away the knowledge by taking it away from the hearts of people, but take it away by the death of the religious learned men, till when none of the religious learned men remains. People will take as their leader ignorant persons who, when consulted, will give their verdict without knowledge, so they will go astray and will lead the people astray. Number 101 of volume 1 of book 3 on knowledge. These are the Hadith and Sunnah of Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Narrated Abu Said al-Khudri, some women requested the Prophet to fix a day for them, as the men were taking all his time. On that he promised them 1 day for religious lessons and commandments. Once during such a lesson, the Prophet said, a woman whose 3 children die will be shielded by them from the hellfire. On that a woman asked, if only 2 die? He replied, even 2 will shield her from the hellfire. Oh, wow. So that's a unique one. 101. 2 or more child deaths shield mother from hellfire. Alrighty. 102. Narrated Abu Said al-Khudri. It is 7 p.m. This is the voice of Stockton.org. I am Richard Slezak. This is the Sunday Evening Islam show, where we just tell it to you straight from the Quran. This evening we are reading from the Bukhari Hadith Sunnah collection, book 3 on knowledge. This pertains essentially to Islam, the religion. And number 102, again, this is the voicesstockton.org, also kxvs.org, coming to you from the John Moriarty Studio, 231 West Bedford Road, Stockton, California. Abu Said al-Khudri, same as above, 102 is like 101. Abu Huraira qualified the 3 children referred to in the above-mentioned hadith as not having reached the age of committing sin, that is, pre-puberty. And or age of sin. Age can commit. Alrighty. 103, narrated Ibn Abu Malaika, whenever Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, heard anything which she did not understand, she used to ask again till she understood it completely. Aisha said, once the Prophet said, whoever will be called to account about his deeds on the day of resurrection will surely be punished. I said, doesn't Allah say he surely will receive an easy reckoning? And that's Surah 84, verse 8. The Prophet replied, this means only the presentation of the accounts, but whoever will be argued about his account will certainly be ruined. Oh boy. And, oh, well, that's important. 103, 84, 8. If you argue on D of res, you're lost. Alrighty, continuing. 104, narrated Said, Abu Shuraya said, when Amr bin Said was sending the troops to Mecca to fight Abdullah bin Az-Zubair, I said to him, O chief, allow me to tell you what the Prophet said on the day following the conquests of Mecca. My ears heard and my heart comprehended, and I saw him with my own eyes when he said it. He glorified and praised Allah, and then said, Allah and not the people has made Mecca a sanctuary. So anybody who has belief in Allah and the last day, in other words, a Muslim, should neither shed blood in it nor cut down its trees. If anybody argues that fighting is allowed in Mecca, as Allah's apostle did fight in Mecca, tell him that Allah gave permission to his apostle, but he did not give it to you. The Prophet added, Allah allowed me only for a few hours on that day of the conquest, and today now its sanctity is the same valid as it was before. So it is incumbent upon those, this is number 104 of Book 3, who are present to convey this information to those who are absent. Abu Shuraya was asked, what did Amr reply? He said, Amr said, O Abu Shuraya, I know better than you. In this respect, Mecca does not give protection to one who disobeys Allah, or runs after committing murder or theft and takes refuge in Mecca. Number 105, narrated Abu Bakr. The Prophet said, no doubt your blood property. The sub-narrator Muhammad thought that Abu Bakr had also mentioned, and your honor, that is chastity, are sacred to one another, as is the sanctity of this day of yours and this month of yours. It is incumbent on those who are present to inform those who are absent. Muhammad, the sub-narrator, used to say, Allah's apostle told the truth. The Prophet repeated twice, no doubt haven't I conveyed Allah's message to you. And blood property and chastity are sacred. That's 105. Blood, property, and chastity are sacred to possessors. Okay, people. Bam, okay. 106, narrated Ali, that is the 10-year younger cousin of Muhammad. The Prophet said,
Do not tell a lie against me, for whoever tells a lie against me intentionally, then he will surely enter the hell fire. That is Ali quoting Mohammed. Oh my, that is a very common lie to Mo, get hellfire. And 107. Narrated Abdullah bin Az-Zubair, I said to my father, I do not hear from you any narration, hadith, of Allah's apostle as I hear his narration from so-and-so. Az-Zubair replied, I was always with him, and I heard him saying, whoever tells a lie against me, then let him occupy his seat in hellfire. And so I guess Az-Zubair wasn't sure he was going to get it right, so he didn't say much. Number 108, narrated Anas. The fact which stops me from narrating a great number of hadiths to you is that the Prophet said, whoever tells a lie against me is intentionally, then surely let him occupy his seat in hellfire. Number 108, narrated Salama. I heard the Prophet saying, whoever intentionally ascribes to me what I have not said, then surely let him occupy his seat in the hell fire. Ascribe to Mohammed, get hellfire. And that's in 109. And 110, narrated Abu Huraira, the Prophet said, name yourselves with my name, use my name, but do not name yourselves with my kunya name, that is Abu Qasim. And whoever sees me in a dream, then surely he has seen me, for Satan cannot impersonate me. And whoever tells a lie against me intentionally, then surely let him occupy his seat in hellfire. Number 111, narrated Ash-Shabay. Abu Juhayfa said, I asked Ali, have you got any book which has been revealed to the Prophet apart from the Quran? Ali replied, no, except Allah's book is, or the power of understanding, which has been bestowed by Allah upon a Muslim, or what is written in this sheet of paper with me. Abu Juhayfa said, I ask, what is written in this sheet of paper? Ali replied, it deals with the diya, that is compensation, blood money, paid by the killer to the relatives of the victim, the ransom for the releasing of the captive from the hands of the enemies, and the law that no Muslim should be killed in qisas, that is equality in punishment, for the killing of a disbeliever. Ooh. And no equality in punishment. Muslim kills disbeliever. Ooh-wee. Number 112, narrated Abu Huraira, in the year of the conquest of Mecca, that was 630, the tribe of Khuzaz killed a man from the tribe of Bani Layth in revenge for a killed person belonging to them. They informed the Prophet about it. So he rode his Rahila, she-camel, for riding, and addressed the people, saying, Allah held back the killing from Mecca, and in a long parentheses, the sub-narrator is in doubt whether the prophet said elephant or killing, as the Arabic words standing for these words have great similarity in shape. End of parentheses. But he let his apostle and believers overpower the infidels of Mecca. Beware, verily, fighting in Mecca was not permitted for anyone before me, nor will it be permitted for anyone after me. It was made legal for me for a few hours or so on that day. No doubt it is at this moment a sanctuary. It is not allowed to uproot its thorny shrubs, or to uproot its trees, or to pick up its luqat, that is, fallen things, except by a person who will look for his owner, that is, announce it publicly. And if someone is killed, then his closest relative has the right to choose one of the two, the blood money, diyah, or retaliation, having the killer killed. In the meantime, a man from Yemen came and said, O Allah's apostle, get that written for me. The prophet ordered his companions to write that for him. Then a man from Quraysh said, accept al-Ikar, a type of grass that has a good smell. O Allah's apostle, as we use it in our houses and graves. The prophet said, except al-idkiri, al-idkir is allowed to be plucked. Okay, we're just going to go on to 113. Narrated Abu Huraira. There is none among the companions of the Prophet who has narrated more hadiths than I, except Allah bin Amr, who used to write them, and I never did the same. 114. Narrated Ubadullah bin Abdullah. Ibn Abbas said, when the ailment of the Prophet becomes worse, he said, bring for me writing paper, and I will write for you a statement after which you will not go astray. But Umar said, the Prophet is seriously ill, and we have got Allah's book with us, and that is sufficient for me. But the companions of the Prophet differed about this, and there was a hue and cry. Once that the Prophet had, on that the Prophet said to them, go away and leave me alone. It is not right that you should quarrel in front of me. Ben Abbas came out saying, it was unfortunate that Allah's apostle was prevented from writing that determined for them because of their disagreement. And notes, it is apparent from writing that statement for them to become of their disagreement and noise. Note, it is apparent from the hadith that Ibn Abbas had witnessed the event and came out saying this statement. The truth is not so, for Ibn Abbas used to say his statement on narrating the hadith, and he had not witnessed the great personality, the event personally. So Faith al-Bahra's volume 1, 220, footnotes, and that was from 14. And anything differed from this hue and cry once the prophet. Okay, and 114. Abbas had witnessed the event and came out saying, the truth is not for Ibn Abbas. He had not witnessed the great personally, the event personally. Okay. 115, narrated Salama, Sauda was one of his wives. One night Allah's apostle got up and said, Subhan Allah, how many afflictions have been descended tonight, and how many treasures have been disclosed. Go and wake the sleeping lady, occupants of those dwellings, but his wives, up for prayer. A well-dressed soul, and thus in this world may be naked in the hereafter. Number 116, Abdullah bin Umar. Looks like we're closing in on, we got 719 here at the Voice of Stockton. Abdullah bin Umar, once the Prophet led us in the Isha prayer during the last days of his life. And after finishing it, the prayer with Taslim, he said, do you realize the importance of this night? Nobody on the surface of the earth tonight will be living after the competition of 100 years from the rags, or from tonight. Now, number 117, coming up on, narrated Ibn Abbas. I stayed overnight in the house of my aunt Maimuna bint Harith, the wife of the Prophet, while the Prophet was there with her during her night turn. The Prophet offered the Isha prayer in the mosque, returned himself to that screen, Prophet of Isha prayer in the mosque, returned home, and having prayed the rakat, he slept. Later on, he got up at night and then asked whether the boy, or he used a similar word, then had slept. That was in parentheses. Then he got up from the prayer, and I stood by him, left ads, but he made me stand to his right and ordered later he got up at night and then asked whether the boy he had used for similar word had slept. Then he got up from the prayer, and I stood up by his left. Okay, that was 117. Then he slept, and I heard him snoring, and after a while he left for the fair prayer. 118, narrated Abu Huraira. People say that I have narrated many hadiths. The Prophet appreciates it. Had it not been for two verses in the Quran, I would not have narrated a single hadith. And the verses are, verily those who conceal the clear sign and guidance which we have sent down, most merciful, that is 159, 160 of Surah 2. And no doubt our Muhajir immigrant brothers used to be busy in the market with them, with their business bargains, and our Ansari brothers used to be busy with their property, agriculture, but Abu Huraira used to stick to Allah's apostle, contended with what will fill my stomach, and I used to attend that which they used not to attend, and I used to memorize that which they used not to memorize. Okay. And this is 118. Surah 2, 159, 160 referred to. All righty, continuing. We have, and that was as of 7:24. Let me do electronics check here. Oh my, better leave this mic here. Oh, no. Stepped on the... Testing. Okay, just getting a look at the audition. Oh, yeah, audition's working great. Alrighty, how much time we got on that thing? Looks to be in getting up to 44 minutes. Alrighty. Get that mic where I'm heard. Okay, 119. Abu Huraira, I said to Allah's apostle, I hear many narrations, hadiths from you, but I forget them. Allah's apostle said, spread your rida garment, and I did accordingly, and then he moved his hands as if filling them with something and emptied them in my rida, and then said, take and wrap this sheet over your body. I did, and after that I never forgot anything. And what was that? 119. Mohammed. Hands caused memory perfection. Hands on, what do they call that? The Rita. Alrighty, continuing. 120. Narrated Ibrahim bin Mundhir. Ibn Abi Fadik narrated the same as above, hadith not 119, but added that the Prophet had moved his hands as if filling them with something, and then he emptied them in the Rida of Abu Huraira. Number 121, narrated Abu Huraira, I have memorized two kinds of knowledge from Allah's apostle. I have propagated one of them to you, and if I propagated the second, then my pharynx throat would be cut, in other words, killed. We're to page 42 of 1700. And we started on 36, so 122, it's kind of problematic to, oh my, there it is right at the edge. 122 is at page 43. Alrighty, give us an idea how fast we're getting this done. Narrated Jarir, the Prophet said to me during Hajjat al-Wida, let the people keep quiet and listen. Then he said, addressing the people, do not become infidels, revert to disbelief after me by striking the necks, cutting the throats of one another, that is, killing each other. 123, narrated Said ben Jubair, I said to Ibn Abbas, Nauf al-Bakhali claims that Moses, the companions of Qadir, was not the Moses of Bani Israel, but was another Moses. Ibn Abbas remarked that the enemy of Allah, Nauf, was a liar. And number 124, this is a long one. Ooh, wow. That's about 50-some lines. And we have 7:29 p.m. Narrated Ubay bin Ka'b, the Prophet said, once the Prophet Moses stood up and addressed Bani Israel. He was asked, who is the most learned man amongst the people? He said, I am the most learned. Allah admonished Moses as he did not attribute absolute knowledge to him, Allah. So Allah inspired him at the junction of the two seas. There was a slave amongst my slaves who was more learned than you. Moses said, O my Lord, how can I meet him? Allah said, take a fish in a large basket and proceed, and you will find him at the place where you will lose the fish. So Moses set out along with his servant boy, Yusha ben Nun, and carried the fish in a large basket till they reached a rock where they laid their hands, in other words, laid down and slept. The fish came out of the basket and it took its way into the sea as in a tunnel. So it was an amazing thing for both Moses and his servant boy. They proceeded from the rest of that night, and the following day, when the day broke, Moses said to his servant boy, bring us our early meal. No doubt we have suffered much fatigue in this journey. Moses did not get tired till he passed the place about which he was told. There the servant boy told Moses, do you remember when we betook ourselves to the rock? I indeed forgot the fish. Moses remarked, that is what we have been seeking. So they went back, retracing their footsteps till they reached the rock. There they saw a man covered with a garment, or covering himself with his own garment. Moses greeted him. Al-Qadir replied, saying, how do people greet each other in your land? Moses said, I am Moses. He asked, the Moses of Bani Israel? Moses replied in the affirmative and added, may I follow you so that you teach me that knowledge which you have been taught? Al-Qadir replied, verily, you will not be able to remain patient with me, O Moses. I have some of the knowledge of Allah which has been taught me and which you do not know, while you have some knowledge which Allah has taught you, which I do not know. Moses said, Allah willing, you will find me patient, and I will not disobey you in aught. So both of them set out walking along the seashore, as they did not have a boat. In the meantime, a boat passed by them, and they requested the crew of the boat to take them on board. The crew recognized Al-Qadir and took them on board without fare. Then a sparrow came and stood on the edge of the boat and dipped its beak once or twice into the sea. Al-Qadir said, O Moses, my knowledge and your knowledge have not decreased Allah's knowledge except as much as this sparrow has decreased the water of the sea with its beak. Al-Qadir went to one of the planks of the boat and plucked it out. Moses said, these people gave us a free lift, but you have broken their boat and admitted and scuttled it so as to drown its people. Al-Qadir replied, didn't I tell you that you will not be able to remain patient with me? Moses said, call me not to account for what I forgot. The first excuse of Moses was that he had forgotten. Then he proceeded further and found a boy playing with other boys. Al-Qadir took hold of the boy's head from the top and plucked it out with his hands, in other words, killed him. Moses said, have you killed an innocent soul who has killed none? Al-Qadir replied, did I not tell you that you cannot remain patient with me? Then they both proceeded till when they came to the people of a town, they asked them for food, but they refused to entertain them. Then they found there a wall on a point of collapsing. Al-Qadir repaired it with his own hands. Moses said, if you had wished, surely you could have taken wages for it. Al-Qadir replied, this is the parting between you and me. The prophet added, may Allah be merciful to Moses. Would that he could have been more patient to learn more about his story with Al-Qadir. So Al-Qadir sank a boat and murdered a boy. And he was supposed to be the smartest man alive. That was a BS story. Abu Masa, a man who came to the Prophet and asked, O Allah's apostle, what kind of fighting is in Allah's cause? In parentheses, I ask this, continuing, for some of us fight because of being enraged and angry, and some for the sake of his pride and haughtiness. The Prophet raised his head as the questioner was standing, in parentheses, continuing, and said, he who fights so that Allah's word, in parentheses, Islam, continuing, should be superior, then he fights in Allah's cause. So, 125, fighting for Allah's word. Should be superior. Doesn't make it superior. The fighting for it causes it to be triumphant. And 126, narrated Abdullah bin Amr, I saw the Prophet near the Jamra, and the people were asking him questions about religious problems. A man asked, O Allah's apostle, I have slaughtered the Hadi before doing the Rami. The Prophet replied, do the Rami, and there is no harm. Another person asked, O Allah's apostle, I got my head shaved before slaughtering the animal. The prophet replied, do the slaughtering, and there is no harm. So on that day, when the prophet asked about anything as regards the ceremonies of Hajj performed before or after its due time, his reply was, do it, and there is no harm. So I'm going to make some extra room here on my page. 126 is slaughter, honey, head shave, and Rami. Done on Hajj. Continuing. 127. Narrated Abdullah. While I was going with the Prophet through the ruins of Medina, and he was reclining on a date palm leaf stalk, some Jews passed by. Some of them said to the others, ask him, the Prophet, about the Spirit. Some of them said that they should not ask him that question, as he might give a reply which would displease them, but some of them insisted on asking, and so one of them stood up and asked, O Abba I Qasim, what is the Spirit? The Prophet remained quiet. I thought he was being inspired divinely, so I stayed till the state of the Prophet while he was being inspired was over. The Prophet then said, and they ask you, O Muhammad, concerning the Spirit, say the Spirit, its knowledge is with my Lord, and of knowledge you, mankind, have been given only a little. Okay, and this is 127, and that was Surah 17, verse 85. Now that's either late Surah or Medinan. So continuing, got 739 here at the Voice of Stockton. Going to 128, narrated Aswad. Ibn Az-Zubair said to me, Aisha used to tell you secretly a number of things. What did she tell you about the Kaaba? I replied, she told me that once the Prophet said, O Aisha, had not your people been still close to the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, that is, in parentheses, infidelity, continuing, I would have dismantled the Kaaba and would have made 2 doors in it, one for entrance, the other for exit. Later on, Ibn Az-Zubair did the same. Number 129, narrated Abu At-Tufail, the above-mentioned statement of Ali. So Ali had the same story as 128. Number 130, narrated Anas bin Malik. Once Mu'ad was along with Allah's apostle as a companion rider. Allah's apostle said, O Mu'ad bin Jabal. Mu'ad replied, Lebek and Sedek. O Allah's apostle, again the Prophet said, O Mu'ad. Mu'ad said thrice, Lebek and Sedek. O Allah's apostle said, there is none who testifies sincerely that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and Muhammad is his apostle, except that Allah will save him from the hellfire. Mu'ad said, O Allah's apostle, should I not inform the people about it so that they may have glad tidings? He replied, when the people hear about it, they will solely depend on it. Then Muad narrated the above-mentioned hadith before his death, being afraid of committing sin by not telling the knowledge. Okay. And yeah. 130, Muhammad is Allah's apostle and saved from hellfire. And continuing. Number 131, narrated Anas. I was informed that the Prophet had said to Muad, whoever will meet Allah without associating anything in worship with him will go to paradise. Muad asked the Prophet, should I not inform the people of this good news? The Prophet replied, no, I am afraid lest they should depend upon it. Ooh, all righty, looking at 6:43, looks like we're going a little over. All righty, for a replay, we like to keep these to being 1 hour shows. So, all righty, that's it. That's a wrap up. We read to 131. 131 read. All righty. Don't want to cause any disconnections. All righty, folks. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Those who've been, who'll be hearing this on a replay, thanks for tuning in. We're at our hour limit, and with that, hey, have a good week. Glad you listened in and learned a bit. All righty, folks. Yeah, Richard Slezak here, continuing with things, and yeah, that was the end of our recorded session of Hadith and Sunnah reading, and thanks again for tuning in, and we're going to be signing off the YouTube and Facebook. Hope you learned something this evening, and on a variety of subjects. And with that, we're just going to, we have 3 mice here, so you gotta guide the right mouse. And bye-bye to Facebook and YouTube for this show. And that was supposed to stop things. Okay. I'm gonna, oh wow. It's now saying help, help. And add some copies, settings, sources, outputs. I don't know what's happening on the help, so with that, I'm just going to put some other things up here on the radio DJ. And thanks for listening in. And we're just going to get back to our usual programming. This has been the Sunday Night Islam Show with your host, Richard Slezak. And here are some messages from us to you. Boom.
All right, I turned down a little bit. Okay, so I know we totally just cut off like everyone's favorite song, but we wanted to tell everybody that we have a new YouTube channel, and we need you to subscribe to the new channel because we're not uploading or streaming on the old channel anymore. It's still the Voice of Stockton.
It's going to be fresh, brand new.
New content.
Great content.
Yeah.
Only, exclusively, on KXVS.
Yes, if you and on this video will be a link in the description where you can click it. But if you want to type it in, we made it real easy for you. You know, bit.ly, the short link, bit.ly. So you can type bit.ly/subscribe_KXVS_YouTube. So bit.ly/subscribe_KXVS_YouTube. That's easy enough, right, Donovan? Donovan is the silent minority.
Speechless.
I'm trying to get my accent right. Hold on. I'm just throwing over it in my head. Let me start. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. How to do it? All right, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to go subscribe to this new channel. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, what's different about this channel than the last one?
Well,
What's changed?
well, we're making some changes. We're always doing something new, but